Hey guys, I'm going to talk today a little bit about our story, how we started, how we went from 4 to 1,400 over the past year and a half. So I'm Aaron, and I'm a Ruby programmer. I started here at the Lone Star No Fluff Just Stuff in 2005. I heard this guy speak, some of you know him, Dave Thomas, talk about this thing called Ruby. I was a Java developer at the time, not really thrilled, kind of looking around what I would do. Bought the book that night, started cranking, and then got a job at this place, Revolution Health. Hired as a Java architect, a few months of arguing about SOAP WSDLs and enterprise SOA. Took a couple people in a back room at nights and weekends and built a prototype in Rails. Went to the CTO at the time, a couple weeks later, and said, I think we should take your team of 80 developers and make them all learn Ruby. Didn't go over well, but we did launch the product in time, so we did it. 2007, healthcare startup takes Rails mainstream pretty early to take a big team and switch them entirely to Rails. We launched the product. We were kind of happy with what we had done, and a couple of the folks that had worked on that Tiger team to turn everything to Rails started thinking about leaving. We left the company in the summer of 2007 and started Hungry Machine. Hungry Machine, a name that still really means a lot to me, was a consulting firm at the time. Myself, Val, Eddie, and Tim on the business side. The three tech guys left first and kind of thought we could do something on the Facebook platform. It had just launched. We knew that it was the cheapest way to acquire users, probably that had ever been on the history of the internet, and there was this thing called the social graph, and what kind of interesting applications could we build? So we made money and built apps for folks like Animoto and ESPN and JibJab, but we had our own products at the time as well, called Visual Bookshelf. Really simple idea was collect the things that you cared about, things you want to read, things you're reading now. Collected millions of reviews and millions of members. Took the idea further and went from books and we went to movies. We knew this still applied. We went to restaurants, started doing things in the local space, went to my favorite beer. And we thought we had this business model. We had these lengthy reviews, we had this great content, it would be awesome SEO, tons of free traffic, but no revenue. So then he said, okay, fine, we'll put these little buttons on the site, and if people click on them, then they'll buy them on Amazon, and then, wait, we're going to get 80 cents? So the book's $10, we were the highest level of the Amazon and e-commerce affiliate relationship, $10 book, 8% revenue, not really that interesting. You need a lot of traffic to actually support the salaries of 5 people. So then we said, fine, we'll do these custom advertising deals. We'll go out to these marketing companies, we'll go to these book publishers, we'll skin our site, we'll look like MySpace, but screw it, we don't care. We're going to make money. We got to make money. We have to support the company. That didn't work as well. Not really, again, scalable revenue. 3 to 4 month sales cycles, really hard to find these businesses. So then we launched this app. This is a really simple concept that was built on the platform that we had built, and the general idea was take our entire product and make it one page. Pick 5 things that you cared about. In this case, you pick 5 songs. It would post this feed item into your Facebook feed with the pictures that you picked and maybe some comments of what you wanted. And we became the #1 Facebook application. 0 to 35 million users in 3 weeks, fastest organic growth on the history of the Facebook platform. 6 billion hits a month. At the time, about 4 engineers. This was a lot of traffic. This was a lot of fun. But revenue? Still had no way to make money, so we said, screw it, fine, we'll go back to the same trick that we did before. We'll just start selling advertising. So we were Coca-Cola's first social media ad spend. We did Target, we did Green Day, we did American Idol, and then we did Britney Spears, and I was like, guys, we need to think of something else. So then these guys came along. Do you know who these are? This is fucking Farmville. They beat us. They became #1. They got the #1 sort of spot on the Facebook platform. They had more users than us, and they had this other really awesome thing, which was paying customers. We didn't have that. We had no revenue. They had this website where users came, put a credit card in, and they made money off of it. We really didn't have that yet. So we spent a few months. Thought about ideas. We had 80 million users. We really didn't have a scalable success. We didn't have something. We had millions of dollars in revenue a month, but we had no way to get to 10 million or to 100 million. We needed a new idea. So we built this app. At the time, there were a few competitors in the space. It took us about a week to build. We built our first social commerce platform. We sold a sushi place. I think that day, 53 sold. I bought 10. Other co-founder bought 20. My wife bought a few. I think she felt bad for us. And now there's hundreds of clones. And everyone says it's so easy to compete, but to succeed, I think you really have to out-execute and out-innovate in this space. LivingSocial's had the fastest market growth of anyone in the space in the first 20 months. The fastest revenue growth as well in the first 20 months. And we've gained 2 to 3% market share each month for the last 18. So I'm going to talk about some of the ways that we believe we've gotten there. First, technology. I describe our business and our company a bit like an iceberg in which you only see 10% above the water. The consumer apps that you play with every day, whether it be iPhone or iPad or website or mobile web, that's on the top. And I think everything else we've built internally to scale this business is what's underneath. You know, we've always believed we're a strong technology company. 3 of the 4 co-founders are technical. We've built a lot of internal tools to scale out the operations process, scale out the recruiting process, customer care, merchant relations. We built custom iPad apps that we've deployed to our entire field sales team, of which we have the largest in the industry. Over 1,000 people in cities across the world that actually walk in and shake the hand of a local merchant. These native apps that we've built tie into all the data that we've accumulated that tells what should work, what doesn't work, what's the best thing for this merchant. Contract process right on the device, e-signature goes right into our systems. You know, I think it's important to understand that this is not just daily emails. The You Got Mail thing was pretty funny, Rich. But it's not just emails. This is really solving local e-commerce. And how do we continue to innovate? Just to give you guys a sense of the size of this space, let's talk about a local skydiving place we ran here in DC. That morning, they sold $500,000 in skydiving trips. Hundreds of people decided to go skydiving. 98% of those people didn't know they were going skydiving that morning. We're building bigger businesses. You know, a successful startup is not just I have a company and I'm making revenue and I have users. Wouldn't it be cool if you're actually shifting the GDP of the country because you're making lots of companies successful, all local businesses? That's what this is about. We've done a few things to innovate in this space recently, LivingSocial Escapes being one of them. It's kind of a weekend in the box. So imagine a bed and breakfast. You have a great restaurant to go to. You have a farmer's market in the morning, maybe a winery tour, all packaged up, editorially controlled, cultivated by our team, launching all over the country and now in Europe and Australia. In the first week of launch, we were the largest flash travel site on the web. You know, strategic deals. Amazon is one of our investors, and we did this deal where we sold an Amazon gift card worth $20 for $10. We sold cash for less cash. People bought it. Over a million sold in that single day. We believe one of the largest single items sold in the history of the web in a single day. That was a lot of fun. Amazon deals, 6% of e-commerce that day. This is a Goldman Sachs report that shows what was the total volume of all e-commerce on any given day. This was a big deal. LivingSocial Adventures, another product that we've launched that we've cultivated. We throw events all over the country now. We have our own team in 30 cities across the US. We throw events like Canadian for a night, eh? What we do is we rent out an ice rink. We get a professional curling instructor. We'll like serve poutine. Celine Dion's playing in the background, and we'll have like kegs of Molson beer. And then we'll just throw a party. And these people that come to these parties all over the US become like huge brand ambassadors for us. You know, some people say you may buy a Groupon, but you join LivingSocial. We're building local experiences, and I think our Adventures product is a big part of that. LivingSocial Instant, something we were first to market with a couple months ago. It's real-time e-commerce, right? So you're walking down the street, you pull out your iPhone, you say, where do I want to go to lunch today? If Chipotle is on one side of the road and California Tortillas on the other, wouldn't it be cool if they actually fought for your business? That's the LivingSocial Instant product. It's sort of like looking into the future. You know, let me talk about some of the lessons learned, how we've grown this business and how we've scaled. Execution matters and ideas don't. So what's the first social network? Is it 6degrees.com? Is it Friendster? Has anyone ever heard of MySpace? I think that's an interesting thing to think about. It's really important to take an idea and to execute on it and to build upon it and to grow that idea. Culture matters. Spend time on it. If the folks see our t-shirts, a little live hungry on the top, some strong moves in the middle, surprise and delight your customers and your merchants, and some bourbon on the bottom. That's just the engineering team, but that's okay. When you're building technology teams, I'm a strong believer in less of the right people can do more. If you have hundreds of developers or 150 product people, it's very different if you have a core group of people that are awesome and that you love working with every day who can really contribute. You know, just a couple months ago, our team was only 10 folks. We've since done some great acquisitions recently, brought some really amazing people onto the team. The team itself matters a lot. Know your metrics, Dave McClure, 500 startups, acquisition, activation, retention, referral, revenue. Know these stats, know this data, understand a lot of where we came from as a company was Facebook applications, so it was about metrics, it was about tweaking viral coefficients, it was about growing user bases. This applies even more so in e-commerce. Really important to understand this and to live and breathe this. Be nervous or you aren't trying hard enough. If you're not making decisions at some point every month in your company that aren't scaring you to death, you should go work for someone else. This is about like making hard decisions. I'll tell a story of, in mid or late September, October, in 2009, our company, had money in the bank for a 12-month runway. We had just built this prototype, and we took our runway to 5 weeks. We believed that we were willing to make a bet on this. Since then, we've raised about $630 million. So it came back. Build your toolbox. We were able to build the LivingSocial Instant product or the LivingSocial Escapes product because we had a platform that was malleable, that we could take and build into new things. We had scaled applications in the past. Our Pick 5 apps had billions of hits a month. So having an Amazon day meant we could stand up to that traffic. And that's not a simple thing to do unless you've had the experience of scaling applications. Take software and iterate. Don't ever throw anything away. JSIO. Just shit it out. If you're an early startup, get it on the internet. Don't ask your mom. Don't ask your friends. Don't ask your buddies. If you have 2 ideas, do both of them. Don't talk, build. Get it done. The only thing that matters is you have users that play with your stuff. This matters a lot when you're early. And don't ever be satiated. I think we, as a company, have had a lot of plateaus. But as an entrepreneur, it's in my DNA. I'm never happy with anything I build. I always believe. I wake up in the shower and I think about how can I make that thing better. Don't ever be happy. There's something next. There's something next that you can achieve. 1 million in revenue a month is great, but what if you can make it 10? What if you can make it 100? Just never give up. And thanks. Say hi. There's a handful of folks wearing these shirts and others as well. Come by, say hi. Thank you.